So I'm going to just give a little intro about our ALM strategy, Asset Lifecycle Management Strategy. We have this old paradigm, old model, which is very linear in nature, plan, design, procure, etc. Design and build and operate and maintain. We have come to the conclusion that this is downright inappropriate for describing the asset life cycle and managing that life cycle. It gives way too much emphasis to design and build and not enough emphasis to the operate and maintain, which can last for many decades, if not centuries. And also, it doesn't represent the iterative nature of operate and maintain, where there are many improvement projects that occur. So the model that we use, and you'll see often in our presentations, has three circles. So you have the design and build that occurs on the left, where the project is obviously designed, and then you have the project management to construct it. And then there is a handover process, and then you have the operate and maintain. Now, during the operate and maintain, the modification requests come out, and on the bottom here is a function that is really portfolio management, where the various modifications are rank ordered in terms of importance. It may be based on ROI or safety or something like that. And the ones that fall above the line get funded and become projects. And then this nicely represents the iterative nature of improving an asset during its life cycle. Now, just to talk about this a little bit more detail, is kind of verification of the model, is to start talking about the applications that fall in each one of the circles. So on the left side, we have the applications that you would expect to have with design and build. There's a lot of authoring tools to create the design, and then there's, of course, procurement, construction, project management that go along with that, and there are lots of documents involved in that construction. So we see often intense use of document management systems on the left side. Then on the right side, we have the enterprise asset management, and there's kind of a summary in the light type, the functions in that. And of course, you have condition monitoring, plant asset management, reliability-centered management, and environmental health and safety type applications that go along there. And then the portfolio management will have portfolio management type of functionality, including maybe some simulation process models to assess the upgrade request. Now, I also like to spend a moment to talk about the metrics, because we also see different metrics in each one of these circles. On the left side, we'll see metrics that are around, is it in spec? Did you meet schedule? And is it in the project budget, for example? Where the right side is much more oriented at a completely different set of metrics around primarily uptime, and we've done a lot of end-user surveys over the years about this. Every time we do, uptime is the primary metric. Then asset longevity, how long it lasts, and then it gets into safety, and then, of course, managing the costs associated with maintaining the assets. Very different set of metrics on either side. I think this is a good model from an end-user perspective, because it kind of makes obvious what applications it makes sense to do some integration, so it can be used to drive an IT strategy. And then on the supplier side, the suppliers can start thinking about market segmentation, because each one of these circles represents, the fundamentals of market segmentation, which is a group of buyers with similar needs. And the needs of the project performance management on the design of the build are much different than the operate and maintain side of it. And you can start targeting the functions of your applications to meet the needs of those market segments. Right, so it has a bunch of purposes and has been validated from the viewpoint of the applications that are in each one of those spaces and the metrics that those people have. Now, in this session, we're going to focus a little bit more on the asset performance management, and you see the icon in the upper left-hand side, just so you remember which one of the three circles I'm talking about, where we have production and maintenance. And it isn't so much that I show a wall there, but there is a brick missing. I mean, these are not conflicting objectives. It's just that they're different. They do talk along to each other, and typically they do get along well. But we feel that there is opportunities for further optimization if there is some synchronization and collaboration across those groups. And it can be as simple as sharing schedules so that when maintenance schedules some downtime to do some maintenance, it appears in the production schedule, and production is aware of it and doesn't get into a situation where they refuse to release the equipment because they want to use it to make product, which does have a tendency to aggravate maintenance. Then they can be much more collaborative. And there's a whole bunch of other things that could occur. Another good one is around the condition monitoring and sharing of that kind of information so that the assets have higher uptime and last longer. So that's my introduction. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the what's going to happen, the activities. We're using a little different format, a newer format than ARC has used in other sessions that folks who have been to our forums in the past may be used to. We're having a roundtable focus, so you notice there's sets of tables on either side. The room is set up a little different than you may normally have seen. So each speaker will speak for 20 minutes, and then we'll have the roundtable discussions where we'll split into groups. Half of you will go on one side, half of you go on the other side. The speakers will be, one speaker will be on one table, one speaker will be on the other table. You have a discussion for 20 minutes. Then Tracy, where's Tracy? Tracy will blow a whistle or scream and yell at us or something like that. She's the hall monitor. What will happen is the speakers will move. You folks stay where you are. The speakers will move. They'll switch. And we'll continue the round table for another 20 minutes. All right? And this is, we feel, a means to have a much more intimate back and forth discussion rather than straight, answer a question. Somebody gives an answer. Maybe the answer doesn't quite fill your needs. You can have a much more intimate discussion about it, about your wants. So the speakers, the first speaker will be Robert Scampton with Constellation Energy. And of course, his presentation, he'll tell you a little bit about what that's all about. Second speaker will be Eric Winterberg with APM Terminals. And then during the roundtable, Robert will be joined by Patrick, and Patrick will be on the table with Robert. Robert is the application software supplier, represents Ventex ABB. So if you have questions around the application that perhaps Robert is not knowledgeable about the answer, Patrick can fill in the missing parts. And similar with Eric, Eric will be joined by David Eager, and David can help out in those other areas that Eric may not be comfortable answering.